This is a walk around on my Dodge. It's a 1992 Power Ram 250 W250. It's stock height. It's running Eagle alloy Baja style rims. It's got BF Goodrich radial all-terrain TAs that are LT 285 75 16ths. That's what I ran on it. That's what it's run on since I got the truck. They're not a very good towing tire. They're an okay four-wheel drive tire, but they're not rated for this application. But they look good, and I like them. It's my taste. I don't like the murdered look, and we're not going with the patina look. There's actually two ways it could be done. The original grill, it was involved in one accident, which I'll detail in a separate video about the history of this truck. And I took a lot of pictures, or not a lot, but I have some pics and do a pic video and give the history of the truck. But it had a NOS Mopar grill. It's original front bumper. It's pretty much all original. Original fender, production assembly line fender, KYB shocks, all original suspension. We'll be redoing the kingpins, the brakes, four-wheel drive, servicing the Dana 60. We'll be going through all the bushings, the steering gear, support upgrades, frame crack upgrades, videos as we go along. We're going to do stirrups, front and rear on the conversion. They're simple, they're low profile, they look good, kind of fits the look of the truck, since this will be a stock look. The white doors are off of the donor crew cab truck. They haven't been stripped or prepped yet, but there's separate videos on the crew cab that will detail the condition of that truck and the differences between an 84 door and a 92 door, and some of the upgrades we're doing to this body as far as sound deadening and making the truck sound solid when you open and close the doors. It's got original body moldings. They were actually NOS, all brand new. Front fender, door, body, cab, bed, all the way around the truck when this truck was repainted. I gave it its first repaint. It was done at Autoway Ford. The whole truck was painted. Windows popped out, bed taken off. Like I mentioned earlier, had one accident, which I'll detail in the history video of it, but we're just kind of giving you a walk around of the truck. Fuel system's fine. We'll still take it apart and service it and put a new screen sock in it, maybe a new fuel pump. We'll add a filtering system to it for traveling. This is going to be a travel tow vehicle. The plan is to tow about a 32-foot Airstream modified, and then it'll also have a built-in car hauler on it. I'm not quite sure the length or what this can handle legally, but we'll figure that out. But I also have the little runabout for our retirement, which is a 73 Super Beetle. That we'll be doing some separate videos on. It's kind of a back burner project, and I used to have a 2002 quad cab short bed that replaced this as my tow vehicle. It was a short bed, but it had the trailer towing package. Upgraded battery, alternator, rear sway bar. The truck did have four-wheel disc. I don't know if we're going to do four-wheel disc on this truck. We may just leave it drum. I know a lot of people don't like the anti-lock brake, but you know, I think when it works good. There's some questions on brake upgrades. We're going to check this. I don't remember if this is a 2.5-inch shoe or a 3-inch shoe. Debate is still kind of out on the wheel cylinders, whether you should use the GM 1 I think 13/16 bore, or just use the stock 1-inch bore with the 3-inch pad, because I think I read somewhere the W250s were 2.5-inch and the W350s were 3-inch. So just by increasing the surface braking area of the pad makes them a much better brake, as long as the hoses are good. We're going to upgrade these to steel braided hoses. The original lines, only one section of it will be reused, and that's up in the master cylinder area where it ties into the frame line that runs all the way back. We'll use the crew cab section, but we're going to outline what's involved in a recreation, not a restoration, but a recreation. And one way to describe a recreation versus a restoration is, a recreation, you start with a good foundation. This truck's a good foundation. Other than minor maintenance that it needs, you know, brakes, shocks, you know, suspension, got to work on the four-wheel drive, but we got to service all the fluids anyways. These trucks, you know, it's 13-gallon, I think, or 11-gallon oil. You know, you got the fluids for the axles, you got the fluid for the transfer case. We're going to rebuild that or go through it. We'll check it. We'll see if it needs seals. We're going to go through the drive shaft, all that stuff. But a lot of that's just regular maintenance anyways that you got to do on your Dodge if you run it and drive it as a daily driver. You know, these new trucks, they're so unserviced by the home mechanic friendly, it's unreal. They're so computerized. These trucks, if you get them, if you love them, I love it. I'm going to be buried in this truck when I'm done with it, and I won't have a ton of money that's buried in it either. But they're good trucks. I saw a video to help upgrade suspension. You know, I know the debate's out on Bilstein shocks. What's the best way to give it a soft ride? This needs to have a stable ride for towing a trailer cross country. You know, the whole idea of this is get this truck back on the road. Well, if I got to fix the roof anyways, why not convert it? If I got to repaint it anyways, this body really isn't. Well, sorry about that. I ran up the memory and ran the battery down. I'm using a older Nikon AW110. It's kind of, I guess, an adventure camera. It's waterproof, but it shoots pretty good video until I can get a better camera and get a boom mic. We'll work on the volume. Sorry about that, but let me finish this walk around. Got perfect lighting. We're down here in Bradenton, Florida, and rainy season is coming. We're going to be putting up a carport, but not only that, the sun just absolutely cooks you. Plus the ultraviolet radiation. It's not good for you. It's not good for our trucks, because these trucks sit out in the sun every day, all day long, and they just bake. The rubber gets dried out, the plastic turns yellow, the trim gets worn, the chrome gets tarnished, the moldings grow mold, but overall they're good trucks. Love this truck. The original bumper got damaged at a job site. This is a similar year, I think all the way to 99 to 2000. I think the standard body style B100 to B200 vans, however they do the vans, the standard work van. If it's got the chrome bumper, even the painted bumper is the same bumper as a Dodge Cummins turbo diesel. If you're looking for the pads are hard to find, but the vans, not a lot of people realize the bumper is the same as an original. And the only difference is you got to make that cutout to make it look like an authentic truck bumper, not a van bumper. You know, those are the little details, the nuances. The taillights, the reproductions that are available now, a lot of them are plastic, cheap Chinese chrome plating. After a few months, like you see here, you start seeing yellow spots from the yellow plastic. But if you still have the original metal ones, which are what came on them originally, metal, you can cut the lenses out of the reproductions and use them as replacements on the original metal frames. If you have pink lenses, it's a inexpensive way and a good source. Maybe have a couple, 2-3 sets on hand. You can change the line. All you got to do is glue them back in. That's not that hard. It's not that hard to take them apart. The other ones are metal. It's not that hard to get the lens out either because they're metal. And you can clean the inside up and put the reflection back on them, etc. We'll do a video on that and show you. Like I said, I forgot this had a gooseneck in it from the day I got it. I guess the guy must have had a gooseneck trailer. It probably did towing, I guess, camping or whatever. Maybe his work trailer. Like I said, you know, the overall truck is a nice truck. The bed's nice. It's not all beat up. Same with the inside of the bed. It's not all beat up. It's got one dent in the left wheel well that would be straightened out. I've already got a repair cab over here for it to repair the original cab. I picked it up when I found the crew cab. But anyways, I'll do a quick walk around. That's part of the carport stuff, shelving. The rest of the truck is in really nice shape. The passenger door off of the crew cab donor. This is a NOS fender, same time the front grille was got. The door handles were NOS originals also. I got at the same time when I repainted the truck. The wheel well moldings, I don't know if I mentioned it already, are the originals. They were just cleaned up, retaped, replaced some broken fasteners, put new coat of paint on them. But we're going to restore these a little differently this time.
Ever had one of those days when nothing goes right? Your wife starts bitching about whatever it was she was bitching about last night. So you escape into the bathroom just to sit there on your throne. But after you finish your business, the toilet paper's gone. Well, it's a great day for me to whoop somebody's ass. It's a bad day, so you better get off my back. You might get cold cocked if you cross my path. 'Cause it's a great day